Now, the Labour Party has confirmed that Peter Obi will be its presidential candidate for the 2027 general election and dismissed criticisms from the Nigeria Labour Congress as baseless and indicative of defeat. Speaking via a recent press statement, the Labour Party's National Publicity Secretary, Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, accused the NLC leadership of attempting to destabilize the party for selfish interests. He alleged that NLC President Joe Ajaero and Deputy President Professor Theophilus Ndubuako supported the ruling All Progressives Congress in several states during the 2023 governorship elections, while backing the People's Democratic Party in others. Arabambi emphasized that the Labour Party's focus is on removing the APC from office through legitimate means. He confirmed that Peter Obi will represent the Labour Party in the 2027 presidential election, with Governor Alex Otti as the candidate in Abia and Gbadebo Rhodes Viva in Lagos. Meanwhile, the Court of Appeal Abuja recently ruled that Julius Abure remains the party chairman, affirming its November 13, 2024 judgment, which remains unchallenged. Well, for more discussions on developments in the Labour Party, including the adoption of Peter Obi and Alex Otti as candidates in 2027 polls and the Court of Appeal judgment affirming the Abure leadership of the Labour Party, we are now joined by the Labour Party National Publicity Secretary, Abayomi Arabambi. Good afternoon and welcome to the program today.
Yeah, good afternoon. Happy New Year and thank you for having me here.
Happy New Year. It's great to be in conversation with you. We were saying off air that the road to elections has started heating up very bright and early this time around. But let's talk about this endorsement of candidates. Some might say that this anointing of candidates seems to go against democratic internal party procedures. Is this the tone that the Labour Party is trying to set? Surely there should be a fair primary and everybody should get their chance to be voted for by various delegates before they emerge as the candidate that the party celebrates as their flag bearer.
But thank you very much. You know, when you want to challenge the status quo, as presently constituted under the APC administration, you also have to look at your own status quo, that you could put forward, your best 11. The Labour Party just decided that, well, for us to have a very fair, election, we know where we wobble and fumble in 2023. It's just better for us, to present our best leg, starting from the party, which Court of Appeal has helped us to affirm now that Abure remains the chairman, and Laji Farouk Umar, the National Secretary. We put up a spectacular showing, even for some errors here and there. So pushing, Mr. Peter Obi, Alesoti, even the young guy in Lagos, Gbadebo Rhodes Viva, as our potential candidate is not a big deal because even APC have adopted President Bola Tinubu as a candidate. They've been announcing there is no vacancy in Aso Rock. It's a form of endorsement, and because we are not, their appendage, we have the right to also let them know that we are in for a very serious contest with them in 2027, and we will do everything right, this time around to make sure there will not be any form of glitches in INEC, and nobody will undermine, the voting power of Nigerians. Whatever they do on that 2027 is what will be counted. We will not be watching and somebody will be telling us that their server has gone off here. No, we are preparing so that we will put up a spectacular show in 2027. So that was the reason, for the endorsement. Yeah.
Okay, but still going off of that point, the fact that you're adopting candidates without primaries, it gives off the sense that you're not really a departure from the ruling party and the PDP that you have criticized for lacking internal democracy. So how can you truly justify that contradiction?
No, we are still going to do primary, of course.
Okay.
We are still going to do primary. Just that we want APC to be on their toes so that they will not be thinking, most of these people, coming into Labour Party to disorganize us, to destabilize us, just like the way they are doing in PDP. We want them to know that we've been able now to settle our internal crisis. And we want to be the main opposition party to the APC because it's very obvious, PDP is going to extinction. but we don't want that in Labour Party. We will still do primary. You know, we have our own different constitution where we do something called affirmation. You know, when we want to do, you know, a primary, we can have a sole candidate, but we'll still vote for that person. We'll do affirmation maybe by showing of hand that if you want this person, but if there is no show of hand, then definitely the person will have to go, another person can come in. It is not, you know, compulsory that will go the way of APC, where they go and do in the, direct primary, where a government candidate will score 1.4 million, but in the general election, he will score 300,000. No, we are not that kind of a political party.
Okay. It has been made clear to us over the past few months that the Obedience are a different group from the Labour Party, although they may have common interests and are usually united by the presence of Peter Obi. In our last conversation with Yunusa Tanko, he also highlighted the fact that the Obedience are going through some structuring and restructural processes and so forth. Is there collaboration between the two groups now? And has Peter Obi also accepted the endorsement to be the flag bearer for the Labour Party? Because the last time we checked, he was also still debating which vehicle would take him to the next election. Has he accepted this endorsement?
Well, thank you very much. You know, he came out openly to say he won't be part of any, you know, association that just want to grab power.
Has he accepted the endorsement?
No, why that? I want to put some explanation to you. You know, he said it, but you know, within our internal mechanism, we have some group of, you know, politicians from majorly the People Democratic Party who are hell-bent, you know, because of this affection between the Labour Party and our presidential candidate. The Yunusa Tanko first that is talking about obedience, whether they are part of Labour Party or not, we have a leadership in place, which is Julius Abure. We have a leadership in place by the National Secretary, which is Alhaji Farouk Oman. It is only through the vehicle that is anybody that wants to run for public offices, you have to call me, because if they don't sign your form to INEC, you will not be accepted. So there is no group in Labour Party. Obedient are just people, you know, that are dissatisfied with the answers. It's not just about Labour Party, but they found Peter Obi joining Labour Party, you know, as a square peg in a square hole, and they came on board. So they will not be having any form of entity or name to themselves, which is above Labour Party. No. Tanko Yunusa, as you know, before I've been national champ for 13 years, he knows the way politics is run. But in Labour Party now, ever since this release, you have never seen Mr. Peter Obi coming out to say, oh, what they said is this, what they said is that. Our party is going through, you know, some internal restructuring. That's one. Then the national chairman is also making sure that at least, you know, we reconcile all our aggrieved members. Yes, Mr. Peter Obi has, you know, some issue with some party member, even including myself, and also party member has some issues against him. But in the interest of Nigeria, because we have an administration who is, you know, punishing Nigeria because they wanted money, more money, you know, from Nigerians for them to run their government, which is antithetical, as far as I'm concerned, to growth and development of Nigeria. But these are the things that I want to change. We'll be having discussion underneath, you know, with the press, with Mr. Peter Obi, and I want to confirm to you that he has gladly accepted, you know, our offer.
I like how you gave us all that and then landed on that point. Wonderful storyteller you are. Okay, you did say that just a moment ago that your party is going through internal restructuring, yes, and you're settling with aggrieved members and the likes. When we look at the appeal court judgment, one of the issues that was referenced was Labour Party's financial transparency. So what specific reforms has the party implemented to address that aspect?
Well, thank you very much. I think even before we go into that, you see, there are a lot of people that have been coming from, with some form of misinformation regarding the appeal court judgment, okay, over jurisdiction or no jurisdiction. But I think I should let Nigeria know, you know, the difference in the appeal court judgment that was, you know, given this year and the one of, you know, November by Justice Amambaka. You see, we have issues with Ondo governorship before, where IBCNA went to court before Justice Emeka Nwite, and it was declared, you know, the candidate, and INEC obeyed the judgment, and they now removed the candidate sponsored by Labour Party, which is Julius Abure. But the people that sponsored him was Abdulwahid Omar, that is the former NSC president, which how they managed to get that judgment we do not understand. Labour Party now appeal. It was that appeal that Justice Amambaka was talking about, that appeal had not been set aside. It was that appeal over the government election that they affirm Abure as national chairman, Farouk Umar as national secretary, and the only authority that can submit name to INEC. So they removed Ebiseni and now put Ayolorun Femi, and that was the judgment. But that they did not appeal to Supreme Court. They left it there. And in law, well, I mean, everything is not an excuse. In politics, and when you are somehow, docile, it's not an excuse in law that, oh, I didn't know. But the new one of this appeal court the judge granted was one, when INEC refuses to allow our national and national secretary, all of you saw it into the INEC quarterly consultative meeting. They didn't give them the access code, and they did not allow them, to do training for uploading of agents. This was why Labour Party now sued INEC before Judge Omotosho, and Judge Omotosho decided that, okay, the way things are now, you cannot debar them from coming to your meeting. But in the INEC counter, they were the ones that now brought the issue of leadership. They said, oh, we didn't monitor your convention. And the court said, no, whether you monitor it or not, the Section 82 of the Electoral Act, 1 said, party must notify INEC. Section 82.5 said, if you don't notify INEC, your convention will be nullity. Now, that was why the court gave judgment in favor. But the certified INEC now filed an appeal, before the Court of Appeal. The endorsement also came to join. But the appeal court, in their rights, now said, okay, ab initio, the issue before Justice Inwiti has not been set aside at the Court of Appeal. Therefore, on issue of jurisdiction, you, the endorsement, will decline jurisdiction. We don't have the power. INEC will decline jurisdiction. We don't have the power, because appeal court, as at 13 November, has affirmed Abure as national chairman. Now, going further, you see, the question of issues of finances, within the party, we have gone through so many reorganizations. Even very soon, you will see we are going to expand our National Working Committee. Our local government now, they are going to spend 4 years so that they will now be able to entrench democracy well, in our party, because before it was 3 years. But in our new constitution, it's going to be 4 years because of the matter in Supreme Court, that Nenedi and Co, took to court. We are not bothered. We just know that the judgment of Court of Appeal, as far as leadership, cannot be taken to court. The court has made it very firm. And what they don't know is, let me tell them, in the question of Plateau State, during the governorship election, and Kano, that was what restored those two governors, because they lost at the Election Petition Tribunal, they lost at the Court of Appeal. But the Supreme Court said, once you come to issue of leadership or party something, you cannot bring to court the declared jurisdiction. And we believe that as time goes on, all of them will come back to the party, because we believe, if truly we want to be opposition, it shouldn't be when court has affirmed in national leadership that some group of people will now come out to say, oh no, we are not going to agree like NSC. We really don't know what NSC wanted, because they've not been performing well even in Labour Party. In your intro, you said they've supported virtually PDP candidate, government candidate during the 2020 election, but we don't want them to hijack our party to not go and hand it over to Atiku. We believe Mr. Peter Obi, can still govern this country because of the love Nigeria has for him. And that was why we do not want people to now come and precipitate any crisis at that top echelon. We just let them understand that we still have interest in this man. We have, except, first of all, a refusal to say, oh, I don't want. But for Labour Party, we have taken our case before. The two of us have met, so many times. Okay. But he has, accepted, and even Mr. Oti, the governor of Abia State, has also accepted, to run under the platform. And our governorship candidate, who was somehow, missed the governorship in 2023, will also be on board. Other people will now come, and we will now put up a spectacular performance in 2027.
All right. Well, your language still doesn't sound entirely reconciliatory, because, of course, there's still the Nenadi Usman faction. There's still NLC, who you've referred to as saying, well, they've done so many things. Putting the past behind us, the tone is still not reconciliatory. Are you saying that as Labour Party, the Abure-led Labour Party, you guys are ready to go at it alone if these other groups do not agree with you?
Well, the point is, the Nenedi man is not even a member of the Labour Party, to be very honest. He worked with Atiku in the 2023 general election. for them to now come and just want to be profiling their profile in Labour Party as this, as that, is something that is very shocking. But she said she wants to go to Supreme Court. I'm very sure that Supreme Court, so everybody will now go back.
Is better off without them?
This man has brought nothing to Labour Party.
Okay.
Let me be very honest.
So you're better off without
them? Yeah, we are better off without them. But the NLC have been issued since Governor Mimiko. If Governor Mimiko is watching me, and we have been part of them, they have always been, bringing one crisis or the other because they believe Labour Party is their own and they want to manage it. But I am aware that Comrade Usifo, the TUC president, has been on this program where he said you have to be a financial member of Labour Party because you can even have control. But they have a minimal role in our party by constitution where they will also be made deputy national chairman. They have 2 slots. That is what it is given to them right from Mimiko era. But now, Comrade Joajero just decided that, let me now seize Labour Party. And we say, no, that is not the way government is run. Because we didn't trust you. Do you know in Lagos, they declared for Sanwo-Olu against Gbadebo Rules 5-4. In 2023 election, they declared for Sanwo-Olu. So we will not go and hand over our party to such people because we know they have, this hidden agenda, which we say, okay, if you want to run, come and do this thing with Julius Aburi and Farouk. Let us see how we can now make better Nigeria in 2027. We believe any one of them that love Labour Party, they should join us now with Mr. Peter Obi. If you see, you have never been seen any rancor between the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi of recent. It was because of our move within the party so that we will not turn to PDP where you have Anthony Joshua versus Mike Tyson in their BOT meeting. No, we are peaceful loving Nigerians. That is what we are trying to avoid. So we've been moving, in the night, to go and talk to ourselves. Yeah, we have argued to and fro. Mr. Peter Obi could understand where he had. We have understand where we are. But in the interest of Nigeria, we told ourselves the blackguard that come. Can we unite together? Because if we do not unite, let me just tell you, most of these people parading themselves as maybe they want to form a mega party. These are the people that have devoured this country. I am very sorry that a man that awarded railway line from Katsina to Maradi for over 2.something billion cannot come and tell us that, you have to go and grab power from Tinubu by force. It is not, something that is legitimate. No, he should not be coming to say they want to become president, probably because they didn't give them, ministerial slot. But we know with Labour Party, those that we have, we are ready to go, all out against the Tinubu. I am only telling the APC that we are going to give them a run for their money in 2027. They are not going to be able to come into our party like they did, to PDP. We are united, formidable family now, with Mr. Peter Obi, our national chairman, our national secretary, and all the members of the National Working Committee, the NEC, the state, and the local government, even at the world. All of us are ready to move Nigeria, to a better place, more than, the way APC are just, running our administration now. All
right. As we begin to round up with you, one thing that's clear is that there were losses when it came to the state assembly members to other parties. So what concrete steps is Labour Party taking to strengthen its grassroots structure beyond relying on the presidential popularity?
Great, thank you very much. There are some errors, like I said, we made in 2023, where you have, most of some tired leg from other party, they will just stray into Labour Party and we'll give them ticket. We are not going to do that. And that's why we are trying to bring Labour Party as a very soft, institution politically. In 2027, we will not take any dropout from APC. We're not going to take any dropout from PDP as our candidate because this is the reason why you see most of them that are, that are not even in the first 22 in their team.
Peter Obi drop out from somewhere.
He said no. You see, he has been Nebu as at that time when he joined us.
It's the only dropout you accept.
You understand? So, he was not actually a member of PDP. They joined him, with Atiku. But when Atiku and himself saw that, they are aligned, they are two parallel that can never meet, he opted to Labour Party. And within 3 months, we garnered over 6.something million votes. So, our own now is that we try as much as possible to build our party, and that's why we are starting now. For everybody to know that, this is what Labour Party want to do, we are starting now to rebuild, to rebrand Labour Party away, from this comatose or maybe a party that is in intensive care like PDP now. Only God knows when they wake up. But at least we have now been able to at least overtake them now as the major opposition political figure that will give the current president a good run, for their money in 2027, and we are very sure we have the capacity, to upturn the president election. We have the capacity in 2027.
All right. Well, having said that, I think to round up as we close, there's plenty of talk of a super opposition. Doesn't sound like you're interested in joining any coalition of opposition parties. So how are you preventing a recurrence of what we saw in 2023, where the opposition was split and in essence that cost the election?
You see, what we are trying to avoid is this, in a normal clan, they said the devil cannot go and prepare supper for Jesus Christ and you now ask him to come and eat. We know ourselves, they know themselves. Labour Party will not go. If anybody want to come, they can come and subsume themselves in Labour Party because of ideology. But joining them is like you now asking, Lord, disciple, my Lord Jesus Christ, look at what devil has prepared. Come and eat supper. Everybody will go on there. They will run away. We will not go into any association with them, but they can come, because nobody will expect Labour Party to now go and submit a certificate to INEC that, we want to form a new party. No, we have an ideology. PDP has been running Nigeria for 16 years. And we all know what happened, how they sold NEPA, the $16 billion, energy something. What did the Alipoton scandal? Everything is there. Even Buhari also came using over 98% of our earnings to pay debt. People that now, the disgruntled element from there, we won't allow them to come to the Labour Party because that means they will come and infect us, with what they use to decimate the Nigeria's economy. We are going to be on our own. We have the capacity. We have over 6-something million votes within 3 months of campaign. So we are poised to do better. And that was why we are making it known, which Mr. Peter Obi has also gladly accepted. So all the obedient, by now, if they truly love Nigeria and they love Peter Obi, they don't have a choice other than to accept Barrister Julius Aburi as the national chairman decided by court. Even an endorsement can now be welcomed officially as a member of Labour Party because, as we speak, she's a member of Atiku Campaign Organization. As we speak, she's a member. She has not taken up her card. That is why she has not taken Labour Party card as we speak.
Well, Mr. Abayomi Arabambi, Labour Party's political strategist, we'd like to thank you for your time and for your insight and wish you well in the elections. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.